Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Bird on the Wire, 1989. Universal Pictures, starring Goldie, Hawn, Mel Gibson with his John Rambo hairdo. Then there's Bill Duke, John Carradine, the great John Carradine, or not John Carradine, David Carradine, excuse me. I always get those two mixed up. And then a lot of other people are in this. A lot of familiar faces. One guy who was blacklisted, I think, back in the 50s. Anyway, um, I started to hate this movie the first 45 minutes or so, but it started to grow on me. I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars. I liked it. I didn't think it was a great movie though. The soundtrack was annoying. People thought Goldie Hawn was annoying too, as a whiny, ditzy, kind of blonde lawyer, Mel Gibson's girlfriend or tag along. It's kind of like a heterosexual version of Thelma and Louise, I guess. That's the only way I could describe it. Lots of chase scenes, which is cool. Lots of explosions. My kind of flick. There are some slow parts though, and like I said, I thought the soundtrack sucked. I think Goldie Hawn was annoying. She just reminded me of a typical woman from my senior year in high school. You know, feisty and combative. That's how women typically behaved back in 1989. Besides, I've been married twice, so I know what it's like to interact with this kind of women, with this kind of fiery, hot-tempered woman. She kind of tempered that with her ditziness, though, and she relied on a lot on Mel Gibson to come rescue her a couple times. So I guess it was one of those opposites attract type stories. But digging more into the plot, John Carradine plays a bad guy in this one. He's a I guess he's sort of like a middleman drug dealer dude for the Colombian drug lords to smuggle drugs into the United States, which was happening a lot in the late 80s, early 90s. There's a subplot there with corruption going on in the FBI, which is pretty cool. They all got Apple computers and little diskettes. So the dude, don't know his name, the FBI agent, is working for these drug smugglers, Carradine and Bill Duke. Carradine gets out of jail. I guess he's been serving time for 15 years because Mel Gibson was a expert witness against him. I guess they used to be CIA agents, and they were helping to smuggle drugs across the border, which is pretty cool. I mean, yeah, just the mere inference about CIA smuggling drugs intrigued me. I'm sure that happened quite a lot during the 80s and 90s, but especially coming from Colombia, South America, those countries in South America. But nevertheless, all this is going down. Carradine gets it. David Carradine. Why do I keep saying John Carradine? I guess I mixed him up with his dad. Anyway, David Carradine gets out of jail. Bill Duke picks him up, tells him don't smoke in the car. I guess it was trendy around then to discount secondhand smoke, as it was in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Death is sort of chastising the smoker dude in the department store, but yeah, it's the beginnings of anti-smoking campaign back then. And when I was in high school, I got caught up in that. I convinced my mother to quit smoking, actually. So she probably wouldn't be alive today if it weren't for me. But anyway, I'm digressing a bit. So they're out to kill Mel Gibson. He's on a witness protection program, supposedly from the FBI. But the bad guy in the FBI deletes his file from the mainframe computer, the whatever computer there. I guess this is an Apple computer. But before he deletes everything, he saves it on diskette for his own personal use. So the FBI is in cahoots with these drug smugglers. For some reason, Bill Duke got off scot-free. I don't know why. But, in any case, so John Carradine and Bill Duke are chasing after Mel Gibson, trying to kill him, get revenge for David Carradine's indictment. Did I just say John Carradine again? I need some Mike's Hard Lemonade, man. It's been a long day. But, yeah, I'm in the discovery phase of my divorce right now. So I'm spending all this money on an attorney just to get all this bank statements from 4 different banks, going all the way back to 2008. My estranged wife is completely crazy. She's asking me to give court documents on my traffic ticket. Unbelievable. Anyway, getting back to the movie. So there are a lot of cool chase scenes. Kind of remind me of the A-Team, where they're shooting at the ground. There's a lot of TNA in this, although you don't see any nipples, but you see the curvature part, the sideways cinematography, so to speak. And you get to see Goldie Hawn's arse. I used to have a crush on her when I was a teenager, I guess. For some reason, I liked blondies with dark tan. And Goldie Hawn is kind of flat-chested, I might add. Probably B cup, I'm guessing. Not exactly an A cup, but pretty close. Anyway, yeah, kind of reminded me of my teenage days. It's got that Kung Fury kind of Beverly Hills Cop music in the background, and then but the theme song for the soundtrack, they played played 2 or 3 times, and it's so annoying. I don't know who did that Like a Bird song, but it's pretty bad. Otherwise, good movie. I thought it was thought it had some funny moments, especially I guess you can call it unintentional humor. Some of the jokes were so bad that they were good, and then the FBI agent who gets eaten by piranhas. That was classic, man. That was epic. That whole zoo scene was wild. But anyway, the grand finale is pretty cool. There's electrocution, death by piranha, death by tiger. I guess they filmed it in Canada and Washington, but for some reason they try to make it look like Detroit and Wisconsin, which was kind of strange. Um, but whatever works. Maybe it was cheaper to film there, or maybe they got some kind of government loot, other people's money from Canada. Who knows? But there aren't too many bonus features on this disc. There's just a trailer and some biographies. That's about it. Production notes and stuff. Not too fancy. Typical late 80s fare when it comes to bonus features, but yeah, I could get into most of the movie. Some parts were kind of slow, like the love scenes with Mel Gibson in the shower or in the bed. Those are kind of slow pillow talk stuff. Not too exciting, but it was kind of cool that they were running from the police and the FBI at the same time. I guess they got caught in the middle of a. Well, how did they get into trouble in the first place? I guess they were suspects in an arson that they were at the scene of the crime, so to speak. But it wasn't really arson. I think a car just smacked the gas station where Mel Gibson was working. So that was a pretty cool explosion. Unfortunately, the owner of the gas station got burned alive, but yeah, cool action sequences, cool explosions. It was pretty enjoyable. I was surprised that most of the movie, especially towards the end, was full of action scenes and unintentional humor, as I mentioned before. So yeah, check it out. It's a good movie. Laters.